Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. It's the Faith Speaks lunch break pop-up. I know you wasn't expecting to see my beautiful face and our guest handsome face today, but I am in the house. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, today is an awesome day. It is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I have my special guest with me on this afternoon, Mr. Joseph Garner.
Hello.
If you are watching this right now, I need you to like and share with a friend. Share it on your social media page. If you're watching from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you to all who will join and even watch the replay. So we know that Chicago has a plethora of great things that happens all the time, all year long. And we know that Chicago is the number one instrumental voice for music. I mean, you got Thomas A. Dorsey, you had Aretha Franklin here, you had not Aretha, Mahalia. You have some greats that have come through Chicago, but you even got me. Okay. I'm hyping myself up this afternoon, but I am excited to have a returning guest on the Speak show again, Joseph A. Gardner. What's happening, Pastor Gardner?
Well, if we're talking like that, Mama Faith, hello. Everything is going well. Thank you so much for having me on your show, the spontaneous pop-up. You're going to
Yes,
be in for a treat this afternoon.
definitely. So earlier, I believe it was last year, I had you and your beautiful wife on my show. I must say, you all have gotten the most views on my podcast. I
Hmm.
mean, I think it's up to 800 to 1,000 views, which lets me know you all have something to say, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. As the young couple that we are, we know that we have a lot to share.
That's so good. And it's encouraging to other Gen Zs. Would you be considered a Gen Z, Joseph?
I would not actually. I beat it by maybe a year or two.
Okay, so you're a millennial.
Millennial, yes.
Okay. So you're a millennial. Yeah, it's great to see other millennials and those that honor God and honor marriage for such a time as this, because you see, oh, hey, my pastor daughter is on right now. I love you. Yes. So I call them pastor daughter and my pastor son because they are the worship pastors at our local church, which is River Chicago. So let's get into it right quick. How long have you been playing keys, Joseph?
So I've been playing the piano since I was 8 years old. So roughly a little over 20 years. Um, yeah. So and that wasn't even my main instrument. I started off as a drummer. You know the typical story that a lot of people have. They were in the kitchen beating on pots and pans. That's actually a real thing. And the piano was nowhere in my future, nowhere in my interest. But I was gifted a piano at the age of 8 by my grandmother, and just got attracted to it. Started playing it, and something sounded good to my parents, and they just made sure that I stuck with it.
Shout out to Mama May for giving you your first piano. When you first encountered piano, what did you automatically enjoy it, or you were just tinkling around?
No, I definitely enjoyed it from the moment I touched it. Um, it was as if I was playing the guitar, but I was playing the piano. So every time I played the piano, I felt like I was playing the guitar, or I felt like I was playing um, what I didn't know back then, which was the alto saxophone. For
Mm.
some reason, I just love those two instruments, and I would just be doodling around, playing melodically. And honestly, playing the piano completely different than how a lot of people are accustomed to playing it. So it was very improvisational, very melodic. I had absolutely no chord structure, but little did I know I was just preparing myself and getting my hands ready to do the basic things like play scales and things like that. So yeah, it was never something that was boring to me. So, and the funny story I always tell my parents when they would tell me to go play my piano, it was never a punishment. Like I love doing it.
Right.
I love,
Okay.
yeah.
So you weren't ever classically trained, right?
Never classically trained. Classical music was actually something I never looked into. So when people would tell me, it sound like Bach, it sound like Mozart, I had no clue who those people were.
Right.
um, and I would say the only classical experience I had was a song that was programmed on my keyboard by Beethoven, for Elise.
Yes.
Um, and I just learned it because it was, the keys lit up, so I followed the keys wherever it went just to show me the song. But I was never classically trained. Surprisingly, jazz music, jazz piano, jazz alto saxophone, jazz guitar. I mean, the clarinet. You talk about Kenny G, Dave Koz, a brother by the name of Jakeem Joyner. He's a saxophone player. Marcus Miller, bass guitar, jazz player. I would take everything they did and put it on the piano.
Wow.
Gerald Albright. I mean, I could name so many jazz instrumentalists, but they play everything other than the piano.
Wow.
I do believe there's one individual that I kept up with, and he was a jazz pianist. His name was Brian uh, Culbertson.
Okay.
I believe that's what his last name was. If it wasn't a pianist, everybody else was a guitar player or a saxophone player. And so that was the classically trained. It was actually jazz.
Hmm. That's so good. I think it's important as a singer, as a musician, a person that loves music, to be able to have other types of influence in your sphere of expertise. And it's okay. We sing happy birthday to you, happy
Yeah,
birthday to you. As believers, Jesus ain't nowhere in that song, but you're singing it. And
yeah,
so you have to understand the source of the music and where it's coming from and how it makes you feel, which leads me to my next question. What is sound therapy and what effects does music have on the body?
So in short, sound therapy is basically when you combine live music, rhythm, harmony, things such as that, sound frequencies. So even with sound therapy, it goes very much more deeper than to just simply playing an instrument. You get into a specific type of sound hertz. Um, the most well known sound hertz, I believe, is 440 Hz. But some people with the types of instruments they play, the bows, the piano, um, some type of percussion instruments, they have different sound frequencies, and they bring a sense of healing to the body. But they target specific areas and specific levels in the body. Two primary areas or things in the body would be considered the dopamine levels and the cortisol levels, which are known to uh, deal with emotional balance, relieving stress, things like that. Dopamine is actually a neurotransmitter, which in short, a neurotransmitter is a neurological tool that transitions and commutes all throughout the body to get things where they need to be in a certain time. And with sound therapy, they can get them there on time, not overtime, not too late, but to make sure that they get there smoothly. And then with cortisol, they're making sure that the body is never overworking itself. And when we overwork ourselves, we're typically stressed.
Mm-hmm.
So music allows the individual to listen, to relax, and
Yeah,
let the body do what it needs to do. Because I mean, we can get in our own way a lot of times, and it can lead to a lot of things happening um, that we want to prevent from happening.
definitely. I would also say that, the Bible talks about David playing the harp and Saul needing somebody to comfort him. He didn't know what was going on with himself. He was having all these crazy dreams and nightmares and everything. He was like, I need somebody to come play for me. So naturally, it does that to the body, but spiritually, music also does something to the body. And
Yeah.
we can see that this is, first of all, there's nothing new under the sun. God created music,
Yeah.
and he is using vessels like you to bring healing to his people. um, those that don't know, Joseph Garner has many projects. How can they find your projects, and when did you first decide, you know what, I need to do some instrumental music for others?
Mhm. So my projects are available on every platform you could possibly think of: YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, and everything else that I may not know about, but you know about. All you have to do is simply type in Joseph Garner Music. That is Garner without the D. Music. You can find it on your social media sites as well if you want to tag it in a reel. It's available on Instagram. They're available on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube as well. And then back to when I produced my first one and when I knew it was the time. I was 15 years old. I was a sophomore in high school, and we actually were recording a prayer CD as a church, and I'm not sure exactly which one this was, but I had just a bunch of sounds layered up on my computer at the time, and I showed one of the tracks to my dad, and he was like, "Man, you need to do something with this." So I just produced the sounds. All of them had their own different type of cadence, different type of sound, and I had absolutely no clue what to name them. So once I finished, I gave it to him. I was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" So we found some scriptures and we tried to make it as presentable as possible to
Mm.
the believer and non-believer, because instrumental music, I mean, a lot of people don't know, and it's a whole nother topic, but there's so much behind the scenes that goes into the production of music. And when I was producing it, I was coming from a place of desiring to see my healing manifest, but then that to be the case for everyone who listening. So just be aware of what you listen to, especially instrumental music, because it always has a background. They have a purpose, they have an agenda, or what they want to accomplish when the listener partakes of it.
I couldn't agree more. You really have to be careful what type of instrumental that you're listening to, because even if you type in sometimes prophetic instrumentals or
Hmm.
sound waves or music to help you sleep, you really have to be careful, because we also know that the enemy can come in subtly,
Yeah.
and he will find a way to impart music that has been tainted or prayed over in an ungodly manner. And so you have witches, you have people that do all kind of chants over music with music. So you have to be really mindful of what you're listening to while you're sleeping and while you're cleaning up or relaxing. And I
Hmm.
love that God has called you to be a prophetic minstrel and a prophetic vessel in the earth that provides music that not only ministers to the soul but also heals. And
Yeah.
so this coming Friday, we are preparing for a night of sound therapy on the keys with Joseph A. Gardner.
Yes.
That is happening here in Chicago. If you're dealing with if you need mental healing, stress reduction, come as you are. This event is free. We need you to register today, and it is happening Friday the 27th. It's right there on the screen, 2026 at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at River Chicago, 14 East 45th Street. It's plenty of street parking. You could come dressed in your jogging suit, t-shirt, jeans. You can bring a pillow. You can bring something to be comfortable in. And Pastor Joe, what can they expect also Friday?
So Friday, just as Mama Faith said, come prepared to receive, come relaxed, get refueled. When I was preparing today, just making sure everything was in order, I was thinking about people how when they get off of work, they just drop everything at the front door, kick their shoes off, go to the fridge, grab the remote, hop on the couch, and like, man, this week just got me.
Right.
This is the same type of environment that will be created. I don't want to give too much away. I just want you to come expecting, but it's going to be very soothing, very comfortable. The only unfortunate part is that you do have to leave once it's over. You do have to get back in your vehicle and go home. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about. So yes, please dress comfortably. Put on some jogging pants and a hoodie, and then I also we'll put this announcement out on Facebook as well, social media. But bring a journal or something in case you hear something and you want to write things down. Physically writing is way more powerful than typing.
Yeah.
Put that out there. But yeah, still bring your phones. There will be some announcements given, but bring a notebook, bring a journal, bring a pillow, bring a cover. Like we're going to get comfortable. The floor is open.
The floor is
Seats
open.
are open as well, but the floor is open. So come as you are. I'm sure you've seen that sentence in the social media post. Literally, come as you are.
Come as you are. And as you come in as you are, we need you to get your ticket, register for free at onthekeys.eventbrite.com. That's onthekeys.eventbrite.com. Pastor Joseph has been a very intricate part at River Chicago. Not only is his father the pastor, but he brings a sound that brings deliverance and healing every Sunday. And sometimes, because I'm on the worship team, I just look at him and I just be wanting to throw something at him.
Listen, it's a select group of people. It's like when I just so happen to look up and I get a look from somebody, not that I'm expecting it or looking for it, or that's the
Right.
only reason. It's like, okay, so okay, Holy Spirit, you must be moved. If Mama Faith gave me a face to the midst of worship, you, Elder Jaquez, or Elder Aqua, she'll give me
Right.
that that look from across the sanctuary. And this is always encouraging. It's just a reminder that he's doing exactly what he needs to do because I let down my guard and let him have his way with the
Yes.
gift that he's given me.
I love it. And I love also the fact that you're humble. And because you're humble, God is exalting you. So I need all of my friends, Facebook family, YouTube family, if you are in Chicago or the surrounding area, I need you here for the night of sound therapy on the keys with Joseph Garner. It's going to be amazing. All you have to do is register at onthekeys.eventbrite.com. You get in free. Bring a bottle of water, bring your journal, bring a blanket or pillow so you can just soak in the presence of God. Sometimes we need to just relax. We need to decompress, as they say, and then ask God, even in his presence, to heal what you can't see. Sometimes it's emotional stress, sometimes it's a mental stress, sometimes it's physical
Yeah,
ailments that keep you weighted down, and you like, I got anxiety, I got to smoke weed, or I got to drink, and I got to do all these things to relieve myself. But there is joy and healing in the presence of God.
yeah.
Pastor Joe, before we cut out, share something with our viewing audience and those that will watch this later.
I do want to give this announcement for those of you that are too many miles away. We will have a live stream going, so please make sure you keep up with Mama Faith, keep up with me, and there will be a link that is showing the day of on our pages.
Yes.
It will be shown by way of YouTube. So please be on the lookout for that. Don't think that you're going to miss out. I mean, it's a free event, so we're opening up to not just the people in Chicago, but the entire world. So it'll be available on Facebook, but it'll be streamed through YouTube. So go to Facebook, look for the invite or the link. But then if you keep up with us on YouTube, you will also be able to see the link as well. Everything is under Joseph Garner Music. And also, I want to encourage you all to take care of your health, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, of course. But it's the things that we don't see that really catch us off guard. So, with this being not even a full quarter throughout the year, make sure that you have those things in order that will not just relieve or take away some of the stress, but will take away all the stress, whether it's people, whether it's habits that you had trouble breaking, things that you had trouble starting. I'm sure that that will bring much peace to you. So, yes, please do that. And then also take time to really listen to some instrumental music. It is very soothing, very helpful for the soul, the mind, the body, the emotions.
Yes.
And this is nothing against words because I love me a nice playlist with some, I mean, I listen to some high energy. I listen to some KB,
Uh-huh.
Jones, I mean, Israel Holt, I mean, Ty Tripp.
Big hands.
Ty Tripp, I love the vocals, okay? It's such an inspiration as a musician, but sometimes we just need a little bit of silence.
Yes.
What that's something that I do a lot. I open up the window and I just listen.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
ask him to minister to me because he created all the noise out there. He created the winds that obey him. He created the waves that are blowing the winds from Lake Michigan. And even those people that are fussing at each other with the horns during rush hour, that's pleasing to my ears.
Wow. I thought it was just me because, especially when I was younger, I would sit by the window and just listen. If it was raining, the taps on the window, like I would sit by the window and I see the birds and I hear them chirping, just sound, period. I
Yeah.
mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Um, I know that you've shared a testimonial of people who heard you playing. Another thing that you do is you play inside of the University of Chicago Hospital, correct?
Yes. Hmm.
And you are on the piano ministering to people that need healing, that are going through something, and comforting families. Can you share right quick a testimony of the guy with the baseball?
Yes. So I'll actually be there. I'll be at University of Chicago tomorrow for my bi-weekly piano flow. I call it a flow with me session.
Come on.
And it's they place me in a area where families come and they are just waiting to hear the reports of the outcome of an emergency surgery or a scheduled surgery, or it may have been something last minute emergency, and they don't know what the outcome is going to be. So they're just sitting there with some beautiful views, looking at the lakefront, looking at the skyline. And when I seen the piano back in 2019, I just asked, is this thing sitting here for decoration? Because a lot of people with money, they love getting grand pianos and placing them somewhere just for
Yeah.
decoration. So I came to an agreement with the organization, and the rest was history. So I go up there twice a month to play. But this specific event that we heard about recently was at Rush University Medical Center.
Okay.
And I was given that opportunity while I was a student at Columbia. And it was something that I was a part of as a student, taking actually a dance therapy class because Columbia was very dancey. They're in the arts.
Wait a minute. Wait, you took a dance class?
I took a dance therapy class. I did anything I had to do to get into the medical field so that I could share forms of therapy through music. And
Oh,
I had to dance my way dance my way in it. And it opened up. So I was at the hospital. This had to be maybe 2016, 2017. And
okay.
I was wearing a sweater, and it said God heals. I didn't even realize I had this sweater on. So this older Asian lady, she comes to me and she interrupts me from playing, and she grabs me by the wrist and she's like, "No, no, we must pray right now."
Wow.
I'm looking around like, okay, all these people on their lunch break, and you want us to get on our knees and pray? It's like, yes. So we get on our knees, we pray, and I got one eye open, and I'm like, okay, how many people looking at us? And I mean, this lady was loud. She was authoritative. She was weeping. Her
Wow.
family was around her. They were praying. It was a very diverse family. And I get back home, and about a week later, I look on the news and I see that exact family plus this one guy who was actually upstairs having an emergency surgery. He
Wow.
actually had a brain injury out of all the injuries. And if you know me, I am deep into neuroscience, the studies of neurological functionality.
Yes.
And he was getting a brain surgery. I believe he got hit by a pitch in the head, and his turnover, his healing process was so quick, like
Mm,
nobody believed it.
wow.
And with me knowing what I know about the neurological makeup and things like that, that was a miracle. And I know that that time of prayer had a tremendous impact on his healing and just the faith of his family, because all you need is two.
That's it.
All you need is two.
That's
Two
it.
for a God, he's there. And it was more than two of us. That's all I can say. And just to see that happen, and I believe that what I was wearing was just confirmation for her. She's like, okay, somebody walking around reminding me that God heals with this sweater on. We
Yeah.
need to pray. I need to pray. I can't just be sitting in this chair crying
Come
and then
on.
waiting for the outcome. She was like, no, it's finished work. And my faith was elevated from that moment forward. And I definitely felt challenged. I was like, this lady didn't know me from a man on the moon. And little does she know, I love God, but that was a wake up call. And it
Wow.
was so encouraging. This man played for the Chicago White Sox. And I'm like, wait a minute, I seen this guy before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was an awesome testimony.
That is powerful. That is powerful. Well, those that are watching or watch the replay, I will encourage you, if you've never experienced sound therapy before on the keys, we need you in the house this Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. sharp. We start on time and
Yeah.
we end on time.
Doors open at 6:30.
Okay, so
Yeah.
listen, I'm gonna have my spot right there on the first floor, on the first row, I should say,
Yes.
and enjoying this man of God and his ministry and all that God has poured inside of him. Last thing, any future projects coming up for you?
Yes. There are some future projects coming up. We'll have more than one sound therapy session throughout the year. This is the inaugural event. No better place to do it than at home at the
Yeah,
church. But we'll have some more during the daytime as well. But there are definitely more projects on the way. More
more
projects on the way.
projects on the way. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then God saw fit to join you with an amazing woman of God who sings, write, produce, can dance, do
Yeah.
hair, beautiful, loves God. And so they pastor our worship ministry at our local church, River Chicago. We are learning so much. We are training. Rehearsal. Y'all should see us at rehearsal. Woo! It goes up, okay,
Yeah.
at rehearsal. And then we minister on Sunday. So I thank you, Joseph Gardner, for your time, your sacrifice, everything that you have poured inside our local church and around the world. You've gone to Africa, you've traveled to other states using your ministry gift. If you want to hear more of what is like To hear Joseph Garner, I need you to go to YouTube, type his name in, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. Is they still on?
They may be. They may be. Yeah.
Okay. Follow his pages on social media and on YouTube. I love you, Pastor Joe, and I
Love
will
you
see you
too.
tomorrow night at rehearsal.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Everybody, don't forget to register on thekeys.eventbrite.com. And you know my saying, just a little bit of faith is all you need. Take care.